So the sneak peek leak for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 36 has just been released. And what we do get is a simple continuation of right where we left off, from the point of view of Shikamaru. Because what we do end up seeing in this sneak peek is Shikamaru and Kashin Koji. And this is what we end up learning from this page that we have here. We have Shikamaru who says, Kashin Koji, where on earth is he? And we have somebody who appears to be talking to Shikamaru through the mind transferring jutsu of the village. It is most likely going to be Ino, and this is what is being said. We've previously confirmed a similar case caused by a Kara member. There is a concern that this could be an enemy attack. And he says, yeah, got it. Listen, from here on, the matter is to be treated as classified. We'll handle the response on our end. And Shikamaru ends by saying, where is he right now? And then we end up seeing Kashin Koji. Kashin Koji is in the leaf. So this is simply a continuation of what we previously saw. We know that Amado ended up capturing Kashin Koji, and that's why he is in the village as of right now. But one thing that is extremely interesting is the fact that they are marking it as something that we saw before. The interesting part with Kashin Koji is that he is a clone of Jiraiya, thus has a similar chakra signal, if not exactly the same. I believe that what happened here is that the alarm bells didn't ring off that somebody new was there, or we had already seen shinobis told to rush and go in. I believe what is happening right now is that the team has detected something that is similar to Jiraiya, but they know that Jiraiya is dead. And since it previously happened before, that linked up with Jigen's attack, and we see yet that same chakra signal that back in the days came in, and later on we had Jigen that popped through, due to that being a very similar situation that we're getting here. The same chakra signal that appeared, and later on Jigen spawned into the village. I believe that is why now they're looking at this chakra signal that is the same as Jiraiya, that is supposedly dead. They're looking at it and they're like, yo, this shouldn't exist at all. This shouldn't be possible. And that's why the alarm bells are being rung. So we have a Shikamaru that has been made clear of what is taking place. But what we're seeing right here is that Shikamaru is not necessarily in the same location as Kashin Koji. And what we do also end up seeing is that he doesn't even know where Kashin Koji is. There is some possible theories that people could have saying that Shikamaru is possibly going to try and prevent whatever is going to happen to Kashin Koji from taking place. But I believe that since he has been made aware of Kashin Koji being in the village, but yet doesn't know exactly where he is, I believe that there's still such a good amount of time for which we could see whatever Amado wants to do to Kashin Koji take place before Shikamaru even appears or even knows where Kashin Koji is in the first place. Because from what we also end up seeing, maybe it has already taken place, because Kashin Koji seems to be asleep and then he woke up. So it probably means that whatever he needed to do for Amado personally, whether it's an operation or whatnot, he probably already did it. And if it is a conversation, he will have this conversation with Kashin Koji before Shikamaru even ends up figuring out what there is. So although we clearly have the intent of Shikamaru to potentially even prevent what is taking place, although he doesn't know anything of Amado's plan and doesn't even understand why Kashin Koji is in the village, although we see that being the case, I do believe that Shikamaru is going to be a little too late. And when we talk about Shikamaru, we have to make it quite clear that due to the fact that something is happening to Kashin Koji right now, there is even more red flags when it comes to Shikamaru's position as Hokage. We've already heard what were Kobu's words before he left. He said that this matter isn't going to be swept under the rug. It's going to be brought back after the Mamushi battle. The Mamushi battle has been done for at least 2 chapters. So for this chapter to come here, I believe that it is the best time for Kobu to bring back the situation at heart. So maybe even Shikamaru has the idea to go and see, yo, what's happening in Amado's lab? Let me go and figure it out. But before that, we have a Kobu that potentially makes an entrance, and he is forced to leave whatever he is doing right now and go and deal with it, similarly to what happened in the Mamushi arc. And especially right now, with everything that happened in that arc where supposedly on Shikamaru's side, he did try and assassinate Kobu, what ended up taking place, it is highly likely that we do end up seeing Shikamaru be expelled as Hokage. And since Kashin Koji is not really in the moment, he can't help Shikamaru at all. He's not in his base, he's actively in Amado's lab and has to deal with that situation. There is no way that Shikamaru is going to be able to get any sort of help to prevent him from being able to stop what is currently taking place. So although it does end up seeing that there could be some level of hope, maybe Shikamaru does something, I do think that it is highly improbable for this to take place, and we're simply going to see either Amado has already started to work on Kashin Koji's body to obtain the expressions, or to potentially even change the way Kashin Koji is and operates, or he is simply going to do so after he wakes up by having a conversation with Kashin Koji, figuring out what his true intentions are, and then later on he will do so. But I even doubt that Shikamaru will find where Kashin Koji is in time for all of this to take place. Since he has already worked with Kashin Koji in the past, he may feel that Kashin Koji is in the village for a good action. He's in the village not to harm it in any sort of way. So his urgency to go and locate Kashin Koji might not be something that is too high of a priority. He simply wants to know where exactly he is. And maybe figuring out that he's with Amado may raise some flags, but if it raises some flags at that point after they figure out where he is, it's going to be a little bit too late. So I really doubt that Shikamaru is going to be able to do anything that is extremely useful for the village. But this is pretty much what we get from the sneak peek, but we have a couple predictions that it would be cool to lay out when it comes to the next chapter, at least the chapters to come. The first thing that I did also mention in the chapter review is Purple Scarf Kawaki. I think maybe in this arc we're going to finally see a design change from Kawaki. A lot of people spoke about not really liking Kawaki's personal design, at least the old one that we did end up getting, where Kawaki had the white jacket and the purple shirt. I didn't really like that either. But when it comes to the purple scarf, I believe that is giving far more meaning, especially with the fact that Kawaki will have a toad on his neck. By having the purple scarf that maybe we have a Sumire make or maybe an Amado make, and that is highly durable, that would be its purpose to hide and protect the toad from anybody else being able to see it. So I do think that it is very possible for this to be the case. And what it would mean from our perspective as people who are reading is that this is the second time that we are seeing somebody's design, and maybe it may look over designed to other people, but it having a heavy amount of reasoning and purpose for it being there. We see this with Boruto's pendulums, with Boruto's symbols. We see all the symbols representing not only the fact that Boruto can use Flying Raijin, but the limitation in Boruto's Flying Raijins. The fact that Boruto had to actively visualize those metals to be able to pick the right one, and that's why they all have these various different symbols that allow him to better visualize the place that he's going to be able to go to. And with Kawaki, we see that his scarf is not there just for simple aura and to make him look cool. It's to simply hide the toad that he has there because he refuses to train, and thus we have an Amado who is actively going to be doing his chakra control. That's something that I believe is very genius from Ikimoto, and something that I've rarely seen any other authors do with this, especially with character designs that we have previously seen, but yet have a deeper meaning when we dive into it. Designs have usually simply been for making a character look cool or menacing, but to see a design that serves a purpose and also looks cool and menacing is something that is absolutely perfect for the series as of right now. But the fact that this information is starting to circulate that Kashin Koji is in the village, my biggest question is, will Boruto figure out what is Shikamaru's next move going to be? because it would seem like the rational move to maybe try and contact Boruto. The only other way he could do so would be through potentially Inogen, if Boruto and Inogen still have a transmission line within each other. I do know that the radius is a little bit different, but Boruto was close to the village, but I believe that the first move that he is trying to do for Shikamaru is going to be this. Find out where Kashin Koji is exactly, then he's going to try and contact Kashin Koji, and if he can't contact him because he's with Amado, the next person that it would be wise for him to try and reach out to would be Boruto. So this is going to be what we do end up figuring out in the next chapter. I will probably drop one more video before the spoilers, and then we'll figure out everything we do want to see very soon. But concerning Amado and Kashin Koji, and what Amado wants to do to Kashin Koji, I believe that the best thing you could do right now is watch this video right here as I break down everything concerning what Amado's plan may be, how it involves Kawaki, and how Kashin Koji's prescience is no longer going to be an ability that Kashin Koji will be able to use for himself. So make sure to watch this video right here.